Alright, just a short video. I want to talk about this crisis in Japan right now. The nuclear radiation that is coming from the plants. Now, not only it's bad enough that the entire area is contaminated down there, but what the government's not telling us is that it gets worse every single day. The radiation is going up, and the radiation in the plant, they have millions of gallons of water that's contaminated with radiation, and they have nowhere to put it. Now, what are they going to do? They're talking decades, if not a century, to clean up this mess, this disaster. I've never believed in nuclear energy. I thought when I was younger, I was a teenager, I thought this was absurd. This was like the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. Why are we going to take something so dangerous and use it for energy? And then the spent radiation things that they have to put in a pool. Eventually, they run out of room to put those things in somewhere, and they have to keep them cool for hundreds of years. And I said, when I first heard about this, what happens if there's a natural disaster? What happened to Japan? Now, not only is Japan affected, but they keep raising the safe radiation levels to make people happy. Now, it was at a certain level. Then they raised it and said it's safe at another certain level, and it's safe at a higher level, because the levels keep going up. California, the west coast of America, is in danger. This is true. Believe it or not, the government doesn't want people to panic, and I don't want to raise a panic either. But the truth is, the radiation's there, and it's on the rise every single day. Now, the only time that people are going to wake up and believe this is when they start getting sick, and that's the wrong time to do it. What about the kids that are born into this world with this radiation in the air, in the soil, in our foods, in our water, in the fish we eat, in the animals that we eat? I mean, it's going to be everywhere, and these kids are going to be born into it. This is what our world is coming to. I'm not religious, but it sounds like an Armageddon to me. A nuclear Armageddon. And it's going to happen very slowly, but it's going to happen. This shit needs to stop. Back in the 20s, or before that even, Henry Ford said that the fuel of the future could be run from hemp. Now, hemp, as you may know, most hemp is derived from cannabis sativa, which is the tallest of the marijuana plants. There's only two I know of, sativa and indica. Indica is a shorter, stockier plant, the one that gives you kind of a stone, whereas sativa, when you smoke it, it's got a fruity flavor, gives you a little pep in your step. It's more of an energetic high. It's a, yeah, let's get up and do something kind of. But mostly used for industrial use is sativa because it's long, it's stringy, it's great for cultivation, for just industrial use. But what I'm saying is, why couldn't we take that and run with it? Why did we have to go through all these alternative energy sources that draw from the earth and hurt the earth? We knew these things years ago, but yet we still tested everything with radiation. And the fallout, it's I mean, why? Let's make a nuclear bomb and nuke somebody. That's like fucking children with adult toys. This is asinine. We should not have nuclear power plants. One natural disaster, just like Japan, can ruin everything for everybody. We can run our world on hemp, but not just for our fuel, for our medical uses, for building materials, for paper. Paper lasts 100 times longer when it's built with hemp, when it's made with hemp, than the tree fiber that we use now. Did you know it takes 10 times the energy to make paper from trees than it does to make paper from hemp? Seriously, what is wrong with us? We are just trying to kill ourselves. We're just doing everything in our power to destroy everything, and we don't even realize it. People want to believe everything the government tells them, and it's not true. You know, they want to believe marijuana is the worst drug on the planet, and it's the opposite. It's never killed anybody. All it does is help people. Um, that's all I got for right now. I'm just a little disappointed at our people believing everything the government has to say, and most of our governments are just totally fucked up. You know, I voted for Obama thinking that he was going to do us something good, and he's just another corrupt politician. He's not doing shit for us. The least he could have done was make medical marijuana federally legal. So people that really desperately need this don't get arrested. There was a case of a 70-year-old woman smoking pot for her glaucoma, and she said before she smoked it, she would wake up and couldn't see anything. One day, she found pot, she started smoking, and her eyesight returned to full vision. She could see perfectly again. The cops found out. They came into her house and they arrested the 70-year-old woman. 70 years old, not hurting anybody, only helping herself. They arrested her, hands behind her back with handcuffs in the back of a police car at 70 years old. How heartless is that? That is just fucking heartless. Another guy in a home, he loses his wheelchair because he was smoking cannabis for his multiple sclerosis, claiming that it helped him a lot and that's what he needed. And not only did he lose his wheelchair, but when he was doing it, he was respectable enough to leave the property. Not leave the property, but go to the edge of the property where there's nobody around, and he would smoke his shit, and he would come back. The head nurse decided not only to take his shit away, but take his wheelchair away and bedrid him for a week. Now, for a week, this guy has to sit in a dirty diaper and wait for nurses to come in and change him. Can you imagine what that's like? Can anybody imagine what that's like? What this guy has to go through because he's paralyzed? It's just wrong. Our government's wrong. Everything our government tells us is wrong. They're corrupt. They're got these big businesses with lots of money that pay the government off to tell people whatever they want. And the people believe this because they make up these fake commercials that marijuana is this horrible drug, and they don't tell you what it's good for. They just tell you that it's bad for you, and they lie to you. Don't believe the corrupt government we have. Think for yourself. Act now. Don't forget, nuclear radiation is nothing to joke about until you start getting sick. Well, let me rephrase that. It's nothing to joke about, period. Most people won't do anything about it until they start getting sick and they realize what was so bad about it. And just a little bit, it's bad for us. Radiation, our Earth has a protective shield. That's why we're alive. Because we have a protective shield that protects us from the sun's radiation. Now we create our own radiation, our own nuclear power plants, our nuclear powered submarines, our nuclear bombs. Why do we create this shit if we know it could possibly kill us? It's just, why? It's stupidity. It's like we're all a bunch of fucking teenagers playing with toys, and the toys just get more dangerous and more dangerous as we evolve. Humans, we're going to kill ourselves. It won't be the sun. It won't be the Earth moving closer to the sun and us burning up. or the moon, which has been reportedly moving away from the Earth by a couple of centimeters every single year. Oh, you didn't know that, did you? I did. The moon does. It moves away from our planet a little bit every single year. And eventually, we won't have moon anymore. It's going to float away, and all hell is going to break loose on Earth because the moon is one of the reasons we have life on Earth. It gives us stability. Um, that's all I got for now. You all have a great day, alright? Thanks for watching.